Alright guys, so let's try one at maths. Question diagram 1 shows a straight line PQ with the equation 3x plus 5y equals to 1. The point Q lies on the x-axis and the point P lies on the y-axis. Find the equation of the straight line which is perpendicular to PQ and passes through the point Q. Okay, when they mention about perpendicular, you have to know that when your line intersects PQ, it should be 90 degrees. And they also mentioned that it passes through point Q. So your line is going to look something like this. This line is perpendicular to PQ because this is 90 degrees and it also passes through point Q. Okay, before you find your equation of the straight line that is perpendicular to PQ, you have two steps. Your first step is you have to find your coordinates for point Q. Okay, to find your coordinates for point Q, whenever a point lies on the x-axis, your y is 0. Okay, so you have this, and now we have to put in this value to your PQ's equation. Okay, so your PQ's equation is 3x plus 5y equals to 1. Okay, so we're going to find the x value when your y is 0. Okay, so 3x plus 5 times 0 equals to 1. Okay, so 3x is equals to 1 and x is equals to 1 over 3. So my coordinates for Q is 1 over 3, 0. Okay, your next step is you have to find your gradient for PQ. Okay, once you find your gradient for PQ, you have to use the formula m1 m2 equals to negative 1, and you have to find the gradient for the line that is perpendicular to PQ. Okay, so before that, let's rearrange our equation, our PQ's equation. Okay, so PQ's equation is 3x plus 5y equals to 1. Okay, let's rearrange it like a normal linear equation. Y equals to mx plus c. So 5y equals to negative 3x plus 1. Okay, and y is equals to negative 3x plus 1 over 5. So now let's separate this fraction. Y is equals to negative 3 over 5 x plus 1 over 5. So this is your gradient and this is your y-intercept. Okay, now with this gradient, you have to use this formula m1 m2 equals to negative 1. Okay, so now we're going to find the gradient of the line that intersects. So negative 3 over 5 equals to negative 1. So your gradient is 5 over 3. Okay, with this information, let's form the new linear equation. So we just use our normal basic y equals to mx plus c. So your gradient is 5 over 3. 5 over 3 x plus c. Now your equation is incomplete. You have to find your y-intercept. Okay, how to find your y-intercept? You have to put in the values that you get. Basically your coordinates, your Q's coordinates, because they already mentioned that it passes through point Q. So your Q's coordinate is 1 over 3 and 0. So your x is 1 over 3 and your y is 0. So my y is 0 and my x is 1 over 3. And we're going to get 5 over 9 plus c, and my c is negative 5 over 9. So once you get your y-intercept, you can complete the equation. Y equals to 5 over 3 x minus 5 over 9. So this is your equation of the line that is perpendicular to PQ and passes through point Q.